I'm Seth, and you're tuned into the Free Game Podcast.
What's going on, FGP? Welcome back to episode 6 of season 2. I'm your co-host, Seth.
I'm your co-host, Josique.
Man, oh man. Hey, things are getting spicy in the world today. Things are getting spicy.
2024 is an evil world. It's a dangerous world, honestly. Real dangerous out here, bro.
We done seen best of friends, Drake and Future, go against each other now, bro.
Turn on each other. We got Drake
Happening
getting shot at his own crib.
Was he there? Was he there? You think he's there?
I don't know. Somebody got injured, so I mean,
His
even
security
if
guard.
he wasn't a
They
security
said it was
guard,
his security guard, yeah.
that
Got
makes
shot in
sense.
the chest.
I mean, he could have been there. He could have not been there. Drake has many houses, so you know.
Might be out on tour. Nah, the way he putting out music, the way that both of them are putting out music, none of them, yeah, they're right. They're in the crib locked in, bro. Crib studio.
So I'm saying, but
crib.
it could be another crib he has. You never know. It could be. I don't know where that one is. Which one? Is that in Toronto? Or?
Yeah, that's the Toronto one.
Yeah, so.
What did he name
That's
it?
what
The embassy. That's what he calls it, the embassy.
That's the one he's at the most, so, I mean,
yeah.
You know. But, I don't know. I'm glad to see, like, you know, I don't think the injury of the security guard was anything serious. I think he's in the hospital still. It said life-threatening.
Yeah.
I thought it said it wasn't serious.
Nah, life-threatening, bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Let me double check, actually.
Like I got my phone please double check on that. But, I mean, regardless, you know, hope speedy recoveries for him. Hope it's not, you know, hope he can make it through it. But
he was unconscious when they found him. Immediately rushed to the hospital to perform surgery. So
dang,
we'll see. Nah, definitely prayers up. Never want the beef to go into like a different lane. Obviously, it happens all the time in the rap world or whatever, but you still never want to see it get taken to the next
I feel like
level.
most recently, or one of the most recent ones, was like the King Von situation with him and Quando Rondo's old boy, and you obviously got the Pop Smoke situation when he was out in LA. I mean, Pac and Biggie, so I mean the list can go on. I mean, there's way more to it, but it's definitely nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. At the end of the day, I feel like, I mean, I'm not gonna say nobody, but you know, I feel like most of the fans at least don't want to see nobody get hurt. So it's unfortunate to see, you know, somebody have to go to the hospital for it. But I mean,
good little battle though. I'm about to say
the way they've been going back and forth.
Good battle. That's really what we want to talk about. Enough of the small chat. Good battle going on right now between Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
Great battle, honestly.
Y'all need to let us know in the comments who you have winning, who you see coming out on top, obviously, or who's up right now.
So, all right. Speaking of that, as far as who's up right now,
it's been a good little back and forth. I think we need to go through all the stuff they put out so we can like kind of lay the story down for
people. Okay, that's fair. All right. So if you don't know anything about what's going on, because I have talked to some people who just
don't know. Yeah,
don't know
for sure. My dad, outside of like seeing the tweets, he hasn't heard any of the songs or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Because like they don't be on the radio for real. Yeah. Like I mean, they're not even like a lot of them aren't on Apple Music or Spotify yet. They're on like YouTube and stuff. So, but anyway, started off with Drake's verse or Kendrick's verse on Like that on Future and Metro's album.
Really going back to the beginning. It seems like it started off because Kendrick Lamar denied Drake's request to be on first person shooter with J. Cole.
Yeah.
So they wanted to be the whole big three.
Yeah.
Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole. Obviously, Kendrick was like, nah, I don't want to team up with y'all. It's just Big Me, as you heard on Like That. And said no. So I think that's where the root of it all started.
I agree.
Bad blood.
Yeah, at least between Drake and Kendrick.
Yeah.
So that's definitely where it all. At first we thought that they left Kendrick out of it, which is why he was mad. We were like, oh, okay, Kendrick got the right to, you know. But now he's talking about something.
Kendrick told them no, and Drake was like, bet. Then you gonna diss me after you said no?
Crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, so, you know, Kendrick released his verse and said what he said about the big three and, you know, stacking chains and burning tattoos and all this other stuff. Like, so
shortly after that, J. Cole was like, you know what? J. Cole made a quick little diss. Next day, apologized. 3 days later, taking it down.
Literally.
Like, J. Cole came into it, he was like, do I really want to do this? Nah, I got too much going on in life. I got too much going on in life.
J. Cole,
I ain't got time for this back and forth.
I don't think I've ever seen J. Cole really get into like rap beef with anybody in the first place. Mainly because other people know, but in this instance, J. Cole knows better. So
he was like, I'm good.
Yeah, and then so, you know, it took a little bit of time. People were waiting on Drake's response because, you know, the album. Then they dropped another album. They dropped the second part, I guess, that We Still Don't Like You. Where they still shot a few shots at him there.
Drake had a crazy bar about those albums too.
Yeah, he did.
You heard that?
He did. I heard. I can't remember exactly, but I heard what you're talking about. But then there was a leak that came out of a Drake diss. Like there's a few clips that came out, like certain parts of the leak or whatever. And then he finally released the song "Push Ups," where he came out, said a few things about Kendrick. That's where he said
Rick Ross.
Yeah,
it's hard to get Rick Ross in there.
That's when he had in the beginning of the tagline was "Who kid?" Because there's rumors going around that Kendrick's one of his kids is not his kids, basically. That his baby mama is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it his general manager?
Yeah, Dave Free.
Apparently, his general manager might be the daddy to one of his baby mama's kids, and he thought it was his kid. Hasn't been proved yet. I don't know, but I mean, Drake addressed that, whatever. Then Drake also dropped the song with an AI Tupac and an AI Snoop Dogg on it.
Yeah, that ruffled a lot of feathers there.
Ruffled a lot of feathers.
I think that's when Kendrick really was like, all right.
Yeah,
he's doing too much.
That was called Tailor Made Freestyle, and then
Drake was sitting sweet. Was sitting sweet. Kendrick wasn't saying nothing. I was like, maybe Kendrick just don't want to respond no more.
Then about 11 days later, Kendrick Lamar dropped Euphoria, which I'm not gonna lie, man. Ones. He got Drake. That was.
I hear you say
no more,
one of them
bro.
ones.
Like he talked about how Drake is not basically white, but how he's half white. Talked about how he don't want him to say the N-word no more. Talked about was it this song where he said he has a daughter, or was it the next one?
No, it was the next song.
So, but yeah, he kind of just came at Drake like
he was talking about how Drake's always with Sexy Red. Confuses Drake for like a female sometimes.
Yeah.
He had some low blows.
He had some low blows. He was like, ugh. But then, like 3-4 days later, he dropped 616 in L.A.
Okay, yeah.
Which is another diss. But apparently, according to the sources of what people have been saying,
what's been going on?
There's a mole in Drake's camp, a mole, and that mole said this fake information to Kendrick Lamar about how Drake got a daughter, and
they kind of set Kendrick up to say some stuff that wasn't true.
Yeah, so they set him up exactly what Seth just said. So, and it came back and kind of backfired with Kendrick just because we don't know.
It backfired, but I think it made him even more mad because the next songs after that, he was really going at him.
Yeah,
he was like, "I'll bet you try to make a fool out of me. Watch this."
After 616 in LA, Drake dropped Family Matters. That's when he talked about
Family
Kendrick.
Matters is tough.
Yeah, it is.
Family Matters is tough.
He came at Kendrick. He had the
Future, Good Kid, Mad City Man in there and got it crushed.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Nasty. But he got it towed and crushed.
Came at Rick Ross, said Rick Ross is taking Ozempic.
Yeah, nah. He came at everybody. Came at ASAP Rocky.
Yeah. Again. Came at Metro.
Future and Metro. Yeah.
Again. So, but then literally, bro, when I kid you not, 20 real minutes later, after Drake dropped this disc, Kendrick Lamar dropped Meet the Grams. And that was where he addressed all of Drake's family members
one by one. Started with Adonis.
Oh yeah, it started with his kid.
Then went to the parents. Went to his Sandra and the dad.
Yeah, Sandra and the dad. Then he came. He did a little part at the daughter.
Yeah. Then he went to the daughter, dear baby girl.
Yeah.
As he referred to her.
Yeah.
Then he came back and went to Drake and was like, dear Aubrey or whatever.
And he basically, at some point in that song, said he wanted to see Drake die. Does it have anything related or correlated to what we saw today as far as the shooting outside of his house?
I don't know if it's Kendrick or if it's just crazy LA people that are like, all right, you disrespecting us.
I thought you said it was in Toronto.
It was, but they don't gotta all be in Toronto or in LA.
True, you're right, but still, hey, I don't know if it's correlated or not. I guess we're gonna find out whenever we find out, if we even do find out. Then, after that, Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, where he addressed for probably the second or third time.
In terms of just song-wise, like, without the diss in there, that's my favorite one so far.
Low-key.
That's my favorite one.
Before it was Push Up. This came out May 4th, which was, 3 days ago? So this was like Friday, I think.
Right before this, actually, me and Josique were talking. He was like, none of Kendrick's songs I can listen to in the club. Like, I can't play it in the club. I can't do whatever. Then he dropped this the same day. It's like he was listening to the convo.
And I was sitting there, bro, listening to this song, and I was like, dang, it's over.
He heard our conversation, bro.
It's over, bro. He literally heard. What he say? Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't say that whole line, but just go listen to the song. Go listen to the song. Sway. Bro, I felt I felt like I was betraying Drake as a Drake fan the way I've been singing this song since it came out.
OV. Mr.
OVO. But then Drake finally dropped something. Was it yesterday? Maybe. He dropped The Heart Part 6. And if you don't know, Kendrick
He was talking his stuff in that one.
Kendrick is the one who will be dropping The Hearts Part 1 through 5. And then Drake dropped this Part 6. And apparently there's some anomalies in between and whatever. But what Drake was saying on this, if Kendrick don't respond with some super hot fire heat, I don't know, man. That might be why he took shots, bro. Because Drake came way too hard on this song, bro. That might have been why he had to
I don't
spin
think
his
the
block,
shots
bro.
was Kendrick. I don't think it was Kendrick.
It might not have been Kendrick physically.
Not physically. I don't think it had nothing to do with like him sending somebody.
It might have been a warning.
Someone might have been
It might have been a warning
on his behalf. That's like, all right, you're not gonna disrespect Kendrick. Like I could see that. I'm
just saying.
But I don't
This
think Kendrick
song
was
dropped
behind
and
it.
less than 2 days later, Drake's crib got shot at. So,
That's
I'm not an investigator. I'm not a police
They
officer.
pulled up, if you
I'm
haven't
not-
seen Drake's crib, they basically just pulled up on the White House, bro. Like
the
they
White
pulled
House,
up on the White
bro.
House and was like, you know what, we got something for.
But like somehow,
Yes, bro.
I mean, they had the yellow tape like in front of the front door, so it was like apparently they got through the gate somehow, some
man.
way. So I don't know, but it's a total of about 8 songs, 4
Yeah.
from each person, and then when you include Kendrick's verse on like that, then it's kind of I guess 9. But honestly, I don't know who's really. I guess Drake is up right now, but like it's really going back and forth. I feel like every time one person drops, it's like, oh, they're up, and then the next person drops, and it's like, oh, they're up. So
You know, it's a typical back and forth beef. I will say, before the Heart Part 6, I felt like Kendrick was up a decent bit. So now I feel like it's back just about even. Drake might have the slight nod right now since he just dropped this last one.
you thought
But prior to this last song, it felt like Kendrick was running away with it.
Kendrick was running away even after the whole mole thing. I thought Kendrick was up until they came out and was saying that like Drake, like they gave him fake information basically. Again, how you were saying, like we were talking about on the phone, like we don't know if that's true or not, if that information actually is fake or not. But
All of it wasn't fake because Drake hasn't addressed everything Kendrick was saying on that one song. Because he did talk about the pedophile stuff.
I'm saying that Drake addressed it on the Heart Part 6 though.
The pedophile stuff?
Yes.
What'd he say?
He said something about he don't be hanging out with Millie Bobby Brown, he don't like young girls, this, that, and the third.
But like, all right, we understand that part, Drake. You got people on your payroll living with you that like are on trial, like on cases for it right now though. That's what we need you to answer to.
And
That's what we need you to answer to.
true, that is correct, 100%. But
Kendrick got some stuff to answer to as well. I mean, he already spoke on one of the big things Drake brought up was just how he's had some like physical altercations with his wife. Kendrick spoke on it before, but he hasn't said anything else about it in the disses. So he definitely needs to say something about that. And then obviously I think the biggest thing is just the Dave Free, his manager, potentially being the dad to his kids. He definitely needs to address that because he's been engaged to his fiance since 2016. Like that's don't want to get all in that man's business, but that's a red flag. He hasn't seen his kids in a long time apparently. And then Dave Free, the manager, comments like heart eye emojis under the post about the kids. Is what Drake was saying.
So I mean,
there's definitely some questions there. I don't know what's going on, but Kendrick, you got to respond to that one.
And go ahead, my bad.
But just in terms of music that Kendrick Lamar is putting out, like I know everybody was saying after the last album he fell off a little bit or he doesn't care about music, but he literally has showed through this battle if he wants to come out and say he's the best rapper, maybe not artist, but best rapper, he can still come out and say he's the best rapper. Like
I agree.
He still got that.
He been putting out some fire, bro.
He
like,
still got that scent.
And like I said, one of those songs was released 20 minutes after Drake dropped. Though
Like
that means
he's freestyling. Like he's going in, play the beat.
Literally, bro, he's going in like play it. Just rapping on the beat, bro. Like that's not normal. People can't just do that off rip. Not to diss somebody else, bro. Like it's different.
And not like
going
as good as some of these songs are, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But like we haven't. Like there be some diss battles between rappers that like one of the disses make you weak and you like like you know whatever, like we'll see what else is going to say. I feel like most of these disses, if not every single one of them, have been like kind of hard.
Yeah, no, they all been hitting.
Like
They've all been hitting.
Facts. So
for sure.
But I don't know. Honestly, my biggest question is at this point is not even gonna come out on top. Is when is Future gonna respond?
That's what I was kind of thinking. The way that Drake staged it though, like the Future stuff hurt him. Like Drake is kind of upset about him and Future falling out. I don't know if they want to like keep pushing that any further. It sounds like Drake is mad at Metro. And honestly, I don't even see Future like wanting to readdress it. He addressed it over 2 albums already. He's probably like, I did my part. Like, I'm not about to keep going back and forth.
Nah, yeah, facts. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like people be saying
Drake's comment about that album was actually kind of crazy. He was like, "Heard your last 2 albums. I did a Kim to it. I just skimmed through it."
Yeah.
So I was like, all right.
I was like, dang.
Slight little wordplay.
Literally. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. He might have said he skimmed through those albums. I listen to both of those albums just about every day. I play them heavy. It's just about every day. I'm sorry. Come on, man. I got working at Magic like I'm done one. Like, bro, it's
2 bangers.
2 bangers.
They definitely
Metro.
could. I mean, just because it's produced by Metro and has Future and went #1 on the billboards, they're probably gonna be in album of the year come end of the year, especially for
one of the two, bro. One of the two's got to be up there, if not both.
Yeah, they might just let them combine. They should just let them like combine them or something.
Yeah, but what if they could win 2 like multiple awards for each?
That would be crazy.
That'd be wild.
That would be crazy. I mean, like that, it definitely has a strong case for
Song of the Year
so far.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. We got what? We're in the middle of May, I guess. Almost
halfway.
So we got about 6.5 months left in the year. So we're gonna see who else put out some music. I'm hoping that maybe I know YoungBoy's at some.
He's in a lot of
federal situations, some legal situations, but hopefully he can put out something.
J. Cole's supposed to be dropping the album.
Yeah, he's supposed to be dropping the fall off this summer. So
see what he's talking about.
Me personally, I'm hoping I could get maybe something from like Trippie Redd, maybe in a Lil Durk album. Lil Baby needs to put out something else because that whatever he put out last time.
Baby has not dropped in a minute.
Literally, since whatever that poop he put out before, bro, that was garbage. But I need him to. He had a little verse on Future's album.
Yeah, that was smooth.
Yeah, I mean, like, hopefully that's a preview of something he's gonna be dropping for us soon. But
for
all in all, man,
there's a lot going on in the rap industry. Obviously, we want everybody to stay safe. Continues to let us know who you think's winning between Drake and Kendrick. Obviously, we told you our little spiel. I'm gonna go ahead and say for now, I'm Team Kendrick. Josique is.
You think he's up right now?
I'm Team Kendrick. That's my statement. And Josique is.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still observing. I don't know. I'm not gonna observe. I've tried to stay neutral this whole time for the main part, just because like obviously I'm a big Drake fan, but I also do enjoy Kendrick's music like a lot. And I want to see how this is gonna play out. And like I feel like I said, it's a lot of back and forth. Like I keep saying Kendrick's up, Drake's up. So I'm gonna stay neutral for now and kind of just observe and kind of see how this unfolds.
For sure. I respect it. Enough of the music industry. Obviously, NBA playoffs are going on right now. Been a crazy time. We had a few series wrap up. The Clippers got sent home. Oh man,
Kyrie.
Hate to see that. Kyrie dropped 28 in the second half in that closeout game.
Disgusting. It's just I don't know what's gonna happen with the Clippers this offseason.
Who knows? Everybody's a free agent. PG's a free agent. Harden's a free agent. Kawhi's a free agent.
Yeah, rebuild, bro. It's rebuild time.
We'll see what happens.
You gotta make Thunder type move. Just send everybody and get hauls.
Speaking of the Thunder, Mavs play the Thunder tonight, game 1. That's gonna be a really entertaining series. Obviously, over in the East, we had the Magic and Cavs go 7 games. Didn't expect that.
I honestly, I thought the Magic were going to be able to pull it off back in Cleveland, but, I mean, obviously they weren't able to get
Donovan
it done.
Mitchell, being Donovan Mitchell, bro, he took over the last 2 games.
Facts.
Took over.
Facts. So,
shout out Donovan Mitchell. Another
Pacers.
Huh?
About to say, the Pacers beat the Bucks.
Yeah, Pacers beat the Bucks. That was huge. Obviously, Giannis didn't play at all this postseason, and Dame missed like 2 or 3 games, so... A watered down series, but shout out to the Pacers' first playoff or series win, I think,
since 2011.
Yeah, since Paul George left.
That's crazy, bro. So I mean, shout out to them, man. Tyrese and Obi Toppin have been hooping.
They had a pretty solid game last night.
Against the Knicks.
Couldn't hang on. Jalen Brunson. Speaking of Brunson, in that game 6, took the Sixers home, and in doing so, he scored a late and 1 bucket. Obviously, Villanova is where he went to college. They play in the same arena that the Sixers play in now. So their national championship banners were hanging up. after he got the and one, he just stared up at them like, yeah, this is my arena.
That's
I run
crazy,
this.
bro.
I run this.
I'm not gonna lie, I love his 3-point celebration when he be hitting the 3, bro.
It's
hard.
better than
That's
Mikal
hard,
Bridges?
bro.
Better than Mikal Bridges? Oh.
Yes. Like Mikal he got the little head to
I don't know, man.
Nasty.
Imagine.
This is nasty, bro. This is disgusting.
Nah, yeah.
But,
Both of those cold celebrations. Obviously, Embiid, he needs to get healthy if they're ever gonna make a playoff run, dude.
Bro, yes, but they also need to get rid of Tobias Harris, bro.
Yeah,
like,
Tobias Harris.
that's not a third option, bro. That's not a solid third option for them. He needs to. They should have kept Jimmy first of all. That would have been if that Jimmy, Embiid, and Tyrese obviously probably would not have got Tyrese. But if somehow, some way they could have gotten Tyrese Maxey still and had Embiid, Maxey, and Butler, they probably would be. They would still be in the playoffs right now, easily.
I can see.
But yeah, Tobias Harris is not the answer, bro. He's already had too many chances, even when they had Ben Simmons. Obviously, Ben was a problem too, but Tobias Harris is not it.
For sure.
But Embiid does also need to get healthy.
Now that the first round is over, who was the biggest surpriser in the first round and most disappointing in the first round?
Most disappointing was the Suns. I mean,
Broom sweep.
literally, how
Get
do you
him out
get
of
swept?
here.
Like,
Get him out of here.
you got Durant, Booker, and Beal, the biggest, probably big threes in the league right now. I mean, most hyped up coming into the season. I mean, people had y'all going to the finals. I'm pretty sure your odds was like second highest.
The only
going
other team
into
that
the
got
league.
swept was the Pelicans, and they didn't have Zion.
And yeah, literally, like, and the Suns didn't like they were even trying, bro. Like, the only game like they were trying was Game 4. By then, it was too late. Like,
Yeah, nah.
I mean,
Disappointing.
this disappointing, bro. I can't. You already know my opinions on people. I know people say give them another year, whatever, bro. Blow that up. I'm sorry, you gotta blow that up. But that's just my own opinion. I know we said our differences as far as that. You think they get missing like a point guard, which I said that too.
I think you got to give him a chance with a legit point guard, and then two, everybody played this year but Bradley Beal. So if Bradley Beal can play 60 games next year, I think you got to see what they look like in that situation as
I
well.
don't know. It's a big lot of questions to answer.
Biggest surpriser.
Phoenix.
Who you got?
Biggest surpriser.
It could be from a series standpoint, player, could be a team, coach, however you want to do it.
But when you put it that way, I feel like low-key my biggest surpriser might be the Magic. Like
Taking
to 7 with the Cavs. I mean, the Cavs are a good team. Like they didn't finish the year off as strong as they should have, but they were a top 3 team in the East, top 4 team in the East most of the year.
Legit.
So I mean,
they smacked them on the home court twice. Beat the Cavs by like 20 plus.
They just couldn't get it done in Cleveland, which is unfortunate. But I mean, they held their own on their home court. So maybe if they were the 4 seed, they could have gotten this series. I mean, you never know. So, but I mean, I feel like the future is bright in Orlando.
Definitely.
That's for sure. What about you? Who's your biggest surpriser and most disappointing?
Most disappointing, mine's gonna be a specific player, just because continuously his team gets to the playoffs, and then what happens? He's hurt. Kawhi Leonard, dude. Like, this is like the 3rd, 4th playoff run in a row where this man gets hurt right at the end of the year. After looking good for like the last little bit of the season or the whole season, gets to the end of the year, unavailable. Like, happens every single year. Another player that does the same thing, that's doing it again, Kristaps Porzingis. Don't think we forgot about you. Get to the playoffs and then get hurt. Like,
you and JC jinxed him, bro. Swear.
Bro, it's not even a jinx. It just happens every time, bro. It's not even jinx when it happens, bro. We're just telling you what was gonna happen, and what happened, it happened.
Yeah, but it's just unfortunate to see.
He's just bound to get hurt.
I mean, the Celtics are still, they should be good without him, but that's still a key missing part, throughout the rest of the playoffs. So
I would say those two are probably my most disappointing. For my surpriser, I mean, honestly, obviously you got the stuff going on in the East with the Knicks and the Pacers. I think both of those kind of were helped by injuries and stuff, so I won't go there. The biggest surprise for me, honestly, though, is probably the fact that the Thunder look so well. Like, I didn't expect them as a young team, youngest team in NBA history to get the 1 seed, to come in and like handle business 4-0. I know Zion was out, but like they won every game by like 10, 15 plus. It wasn't really any close games. Like, I didn't expect them to come in that locked in, ready to go for a playoff series. So
facts.
Shout out to them.
We're gonna see how locked in they're gonna be when they face
They play the Mavericks tonight. Much bigger challenge. I don't see them coming out on the series, but like they already won this season. Like, you're the youngest 1 seed ever. you're way ahead of schedule. So the fact that they made it here, I think they already had a winning season.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, I know they obviously hungry for more. So
no, they definitely are. They got them dogs. Y'all see they post-game interviews?
Bro, this gonna be a fun series. I mean, I think a lot of people are taking the Mavs
because you got them, and then you got Mr. Stand on business. Mr. Standing on business.
So it's gonna be fun, and then obviously you got Gafford, Lively, and Kyrie. So it's gonna be
exciting series. Someone that's taken over the playoffs, taken over the NBA though, Anthony Edwards.
Bro,
can't go on this show without talking about what Ant-Man's been doing.
New favorite player alert. Favorite player alert.
All right, to be fair, I think his favorite player would still be Ja Morant if he didn't deal with the whole suspension this season.
Yes, probably. I was literally just saying that as well.
Come back next year. It's probably gonna be back to Ja. But for now, Anthony Edwards got him.
Okay, I'll put it this way. So for those of you who don't know, my favorite player really, like talking all in all, is Curry. But he's obviously about to be on his way out in the next couple of years, so I gotta find my new favorite player or whatever. I mean, it's been Ja. Like it was Ja whenever they had their playoff run a couple years ago. I still feel like he is my favorite player, but if I'm being honest, I think Ant is a better player than Ja, just because I think he's a better shooter than Ja.
The jumper, and he got better size.
And he's better size, so he's a better defender than Ja as well.
They both got the same
jump out
killer
the gym.
instinct.
Yeah,
too.
they both got the killer instinct, and they can both jump out the gym like it's nothing, bro. But Ant just got a little bit more than Ja. But hey, Ja could be doing some crazy work this offseason and come back with a jumper. And if Ja come back with a jumper, it's gonna be ugly for the league. If Ja and Anthony Edwards both can do what they do
definitely
at the level they do it, that's gonna be scary. But Ant is in my top 3 players in the league, stamped easily.
All right, if you could start a team today, Anthony Edwards or Wemby?
Wemby, but I mean
that's one unanimous rookie of the year.
So and he's just a unicorn, bro. Like you're not gonna find another 7'6" player that's doing what Wemby. I mean, you might maybe in the future. I think
Wemby stamped himself as the best player to start a team with.
Facts. But let me ask you something. I'm gonna go through a list of players, and you tell me whether you want Anthony Edwards or whether you would take these players. All right.
Starting off for a season or like
looking forward to the future. Okay. They're just like, who are you taking now?
Got you.
Anthony Edwards or Jason Tatum?
I mean, that's a tough one. Jason Tatum is obviously still pretty young. He's not too much older than Edwards. But just off like what he's done and some of his experiences when he's gotten there, I'm going to have to go with Anthony Edwards because Jason Tatum, he laid some eggs. I'm gonna go Edwards.
What about him going to the Eastern Conference Finals? Like what, 5-6 years?
He's always had like a great team though. Like he's always been on great teams to do it. It's never just been like he carried that team there.
True. Okay, all right. Anthony Edwards or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
This is tough. I think this is more so like what your preference is. I mean, obviously Anthony Edwards, a dog. He's gonna let you know about it. Shai is a little bit more smooth. I think. Anthony Edwards challenges his teammates a lot more. Like he'll call out Cat all the time. So that's one thing that I kind of like about him that Shai doesn't really do. So I'm gonna give Anthony Edwards a nod right now. But
so that's
Shai is close. Shai is probably like pure scorer. Shai is probably a better pure scorer than Ant. I'll give him that.
Okay, well we got Ant over Tatum and Shai right now. All right, Anthony Edwards or Luka Doncic?
This is probably the first one. I'm gonna have to go the opposite. I mean, Luka should be the MVP this year. I don't think he will get it, but he should be the MVP this year. And when he's healthy, like nobody is even close to being as much of an offensive force as him, in my opinion.
Okay. I agree with that one. I mean, I agree with the last two as well, if I'm being honest. But I agree with so we've agreed so far on all 3. Next, Anthony Edwards or Jalen Brunson?
Oh, Brunson has been on a tear, y'all.
Brunson's had 4 straight games of 40-plus points in the playoffs, and that's the first player since Michael Jordan to do so.
Yeah, no, like so what he's being able to get the Knicks to the 2 seed with Randall going down, and then now getting them to where they're at. Like Brunson's had an amazing year. He's doing it in probably one of the more pressured systems that you have to win in, being one that is New York City. Then 2, playing for Tom Thibodeau is not easy, bro. Like the practices that they go through, he plays his players like 40 minutes a game, only plays like 7 players. Like he's getting beat up. He's a dog. He's a leader. With that being said, I got to take the future into consideration. Anthony Edwards is 22 years old, about to be 23. Like, he's nowhere near his ceiling yet. So give me Anthony Edwards.
That's a good breakdown. I like that though. But Brunson is a dog. Brunson is a dog.
Brunson's a killer.
Anthony Edwards or Devin Booker?
Oh man, before this playoff series, I think this would have been a really difficult question. But after Edwards just sunned him, like, I gotta go Anthony Edwards. Not even much of a question there.
Man, couldn't agree more. Anthony Edwards or Trae Young?
Ooh, Trae Young had a little conference final run himself, like when he had the right team around him. So we definitely can't kind of forget about that.
He's been the top 3 in points and assists each year.
I think he gets kind of more hate than he deserves. Like, one, his team hasn't always been competitive, but like if you put a competitive team out there around him, he can take the team far. So I think Trae Young is a little bit slept on. With that being said, he doesn't have the best size, can't play defense. I like two-way guys. Give me Anthony Edwards.
Okay, I like that pick as well. So I'm assuming you're gonna go with this next pick, considering what you just said. But Anthony Edwards or De'Aaron Fox?
Oh, Anthony Edwards, without a doubt. De'Aaron Fox is great. He's doing a lot for Sacramento, made them relevant again. But
I think I know you're gonna go with this next pick as well. Anthony Edwards or Tyrese Maxey?
Same thing. Anthony Edwards. Tyrese Maxey actually. He might be more skilled offensively than Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I think his
after
speed
this last series,
I think his speed and like agility.
He has crazy shot making ability now too. Like, he got his 3-point shot used to be good.
That logo shot he hit, bro, and was that game 6 into overtime, bro?
He gets that thing off quick too, bro. Like, he's a legit 3-point threat now. So he's definitely on the come up. But for now, I have to go Anthony Edwards. I think honestly, the one thing that's different there is just the size.
All right,
like if Maxey was a little bit taller, he might have him.
I like that. 4 more people for you. Anthony Edwards or Zion?
Man, after Zion dropped 40 and 11 on the Lakers, I thought he was back. I thought he was legit, but there's always the injury concern with Zion, so I have to go Anthony Edwards. Just never know if he's going to be healthy.
That's respect. You just never, you don't know how Zion's going to be available. Anthony Edwards or Paolo Banchero?
Paolo showed me a lot this playoff series. Obviously, he has Franz Wagner, too, who's been doing a lot of the carrying, too. But Paolo definitely showed me, like, he's a physical body. If he gets in shape, I think he has a chance to be in, like, top 3 small forward in the league. So
he was looking nice this year. I mean, outside of game 1 where he had a lot of turnovers,
if he can get in shape, I think that's the next step for him.
Like, that'd be nasty.
Yeah.
Might need to get in the gym with JT and maybe the dudes in Indiana. They got the fastest offense.
Dude, Indiana is ridiculous. I don't know how they run that fast.
Yeah,
but they do a lot of subbing, quick subs too.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to rock with Ant for that one.
Last 2, Anthony Edwards or Cade Cunningham.
And
then Anthony Edwards or Jaylen Brown.
Ooh.
Fuck, you got low-key
similar. I have to go with
players,
Ant just because he's younger. They're similar, but Ant's younger. Like, he's not at his ceiling yet. Jaylen Brown is probably in his prime, if not maybe even a little bit past it. So
Pass?
I feel like he might have peaked like this past season. Like, this might legit be his prime season right here. We might be witnessing his prime season. I don't see him getting
any better,
but I don't see him like necessarily like taking a huge drop off. But like, he's probably like at his plateau right now.
Makes
We're
sense.
seeing the best of Jaylen Brown.
All in all, man, it sounds like Anthony Edwards when you come down to it. I mean,
he's the best shooting guard in the NBA right now.
Agreed. And those list a lot of the younger guys. Obviously, I didn't mention like KD or LeBron or Steph, just because they're kind of again just on their way out essentially in the next couple of years. So it's looking like Anthony Edwards is the future of the NBA. I mean, outside of Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, and Wemby are definitely 2 of the futures.
Brunson, Maxey.
I think Chet. I mean, if this was any other year, he probably would have won Rookie of the Year. Yeah. It was just the fact that it was Wemby. Chet's gonna be really good. I honestly think Charlotte, the Hornets, like not even just riding for Charlotte, they have 2 of the best like young superstars coming up. If Melo can stay healthy, like obviously he just already has the big brand. His jersey sales still was top 15 in the league this past year. Barely played. Like, and then if he can stay healthy, and then Brandon Miller, like what he was able to show this year, I think both of them have a chance of being pretty big name superstars in the league for the next few years.
Honestly, I'm hoping and praying that LaMelo Ball can stay healthy next year because with him and Brandon, and then you throw in Mark Williams in there, like I feel like Mark is the center we've been kind of looking for for a long time. Honestly, since like
about to have another high draft pick this year. Who knows what we can get with that?
Yeah. Right. So I mean, a little weaker class this year, but we could definitely still get some solid. Honestly, bro, if he's there, I'd take Dalton Kennett, bro.
I think Dalton would be like what Gordon Hayward should have been for us over the last few years.
And you get the defense that he has too as well. I mean that'd be a nasty squad.
That'd be nice.
LaMelo, Brandon, Dalton, Miles, and Mark.
I like it. I like it.
But I mean, just real quick, talking about the current series. I know we mentioned how the Knicks are up 1-0 on the Pacers now. The Timberwolves are up 2-0 on the Nuggets.
Timberwolves up 2-0. Not looking good for the Nuggets. Jamal Murray threw a heating pad onto the court.
And a towel. See the towel too?
Yeah. Yeah. So he's probably going to get suspended for game 3. Not looking good there for them at all.
That was nasty. He started off 0 for 11 last night from the field.
He's been playing bad all these first halves.
Yeah, but I mean, essentially though, if you have been watching the games, the Timberwolves have been hounding him. Like, they
got the number 1 defense in the league for a reason.
They're picking him up almost like full court almost every possession. I mean, he's getting double teamed like as soon as he crosses half court.
But struggling first half for him went back to last series too against the Lakers.
Facts. I mean, struggling for the Nuggets in general have been getting down since like all playoffs. Like, and they're down 20 to the Lakers, 15-20 to the Lakers, but we're able to come back due to them being the better team essentially. But against the Timberwolves, you can't afford to go down 15, 20 points early because it's going to be hard to come back on the number 1 defensive team in the league. So
for sure.
I mean, they gotta be careful. I don't know what they're gonna do down 2-0 going to Minnesota. Like, they might get swept, bro.
A lot of stuff has definitely got to be changed. I think the only way for them to win is Jokic can go like 40, 20, and 10 or something. So
yeah, but and he's been getting hounded as well. They didn't even have Rudy Gobert last night.
They don't have the supporting cast that they had last year to kind of help.
Facts like
take
Bruce
the load
Brown
off Jokic
and Jeff Green coming off the bench.
Bruce Brown, Jeff Green.
I think they were hoping
KCP's not shooting as well, obviously, and then what's the name? Aaron Gordon shot 40% from 3 last year in the playoff run. I think this year, before last night, he was shooting like 16% from 3.
Jeez.
So.
Yeah, and I know they were probably hoping that Christian Brown was going to be that Bruce Brown for them, maybe.
He really could be, but like...
That's what I'm saying. He's not that right now.
It's only his second year.
Yeah, so definitely could be. But all in all, who you taking in this Nuggets Timberwolves series?
I mean, now that they're down 2-0, I'm going to have to go with the Timberwolves.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, I think you think they'll get swept?
No, I think they'll win a game. I don't know what game. They'll win a game. If they win game 3... then I think it will go 6. But if they don't win until game 4, then it's over in 5.
Fair enough. Who you got in the other West series between the Thunder and the Mavs?
The Mavs. I hate to say it, but the Mavs are gonna get it done. I'll take the Mavs in 6.
Mavs in 6. Okay. Just real quick, I got the Timberwolves as well. Okay. Honestly, I think the Nuggets will win the game as well. I got Timberwolves in like 5 or 6 too. I got the Mavs as well. I got the Mavs in 7.
Mavs in 7. Going to the East, got the beloved Celtics playing against the Cavaliers. I don't know what the timetable is on Kristaps. I know Jared Allen's injury came out. He has a fractured rib. So I don't know if he's coming back
He's going to be
anytime soon. But he's going to be in a lot of pain when he does come back.
Mobley, so.
I'm going to go... I mean, if the Cavs look how they did last series, I'm going to have to take the Celtics in 5. But... just for hope that the Cavs can put up a little bit of a fight, I'm going to go Celtics in 6.
I'm going to go Celtics in 5. Just because I feel like I don't see the Cavs winning in Boston. And I see the Celtics still in the game in Cleveland.
For sure.
So, I mean, Celtics in 5.
Then last one, Knicks versus Pacers. Knicks are up 1-0 right now. I think this series is going to be really good back and forth. I think it goes 7. But I think the Knicks do get it done in Madison Square Garden Game 7. I think it's going to be a good series, though.
Last night after the game, I said Knicks in 5, but realistically speaking, I think it will be back and forth.
Like putting up that good of a fight in the Garden.
Facts. I mean, and they kind of had the game for a second, and then they let it slip through their hands with some late turnovers and
Tyrese Halliburton.
Some questionable calls for the Knicks at the end of the game. Remember what was it? Was it not the screen? That was on the Pacers, wasn't it? What happened to them?
The legal screen was against the Pacers.
What happened to the Knicks? Then they got
it was
the ball
something
back.
where we were like, they're going to look. Oh, they called the kick when it hit the dude's
hand.
They called the kick ball on the steal.
On Nembhard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and when it clearly hit his hand, you can't review a kickball apparently in the NBA, which is, it's kind of like NFL. You can't review pass interference. I think it's stupid. I think if you can review almost any other call, so like, why not review penalties? So, but anyways, like I said, I think I agree with
this matchup though. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Knicks in 7. So
Knicks in 7. Looking forward to the rest of that matchup. We're gonna get this up early, either tomorrow morning or tonight, even maybe. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We're going back live on the Gio Henderson radio show. It would be what, tonight? Probably Wednesday. Whenever we post this, Wednesday at 9 p.m.
Yes,
we're back live. Obviously, we'll talk more about the Kendrick and Drake beef. Yeah. Probably even get a little bit into the Ryan Garcia. Some of his little talk.
He's been
interesting stuff.
Yeah, the that came out after the fight. So,
we'll have pretty much an extended version of what we cover here today.
Yeah, we'll put out the link obviously. It's already in our bio actually. Yeah. We just keep it up there.
We'll repost it.
If you go to our Instagram or any of our social media pages, it should be in our link on there. Also, before we go, just want to give a quick few shout outs before we go. First, shout out to all graduates. Whether you graduated college, high school,
grad school,
whatever you getting 5th grade promotion, kindergarten promotion, whatever the case may be.
Maybe to the end of the year is summertime.
Facts. Enjoy your break. If you do get to have a break, I don't know if you're doing like an internship or whatever the case may be, but you made it through the bulk of the school year, so congratulations to you. Excited for the future for you all. Secondly, shout out to the Carolina Hurricanes. We don't talk about hockey too much on here just because we don't know too much about hockey personally ourselves. But I don't know too much about Seth, but I personally do kind of keep up with hockey a little bit. I think you do a little bit.
During the Stanley Cup time.
Yeah, during the Stanley Cup Finals at least we keep up with it. Mainly because that's the only Carolina team that's actually like in the playoffs kind of consistently.
Right.
Unfortunately. But shout out to them. They won the first round series against the. Oh my goodness, who did they play? I honestly couldn't even tell you. They played the other New York team, not the Rangers, but they played the.
Oh man.
Oh my
the Islanders.
Goodness. Yes, they played the Islanders and won that series in 5. Now they're playing the Rangers. They're down 1-0, but game 2 is tonight, I believe. Tonight at like 7:30. So. Shout out to them. Hopefully they can get something done. And then
good
last
bump on, baby. It's good bump on right now. I love this. I love this.
NHL playoffs and NBA playoffs is fun. And then last but not least, shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day. This video is going to come out obviously prior to Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day
everybody.
To you all. All the mothers, we love you all. Real quick, what's your favorite quality about your mother?
Favorite quality? I mean, my mom specifically, if you've met her, you know that whoever she's in the room with, like, she can talk to anybody, be comfortable with anybody. So I think my favorite quality is just like how caring and compassionate she is to anybody she's in a conversation with. Like, she's willing to try to make conversation with anybody, no matter where you come from. So
I can attest to that.
Definitely appreciate that.
Sometimes, we'd be like on a trip somewhere and she start talking to somebody, we'd be like, bro, always talking to somebody, bro. Like, but I mean, it usually is like genuine conversation. She's just, just showing love to people. That she's really good at doing that. For my mother specifically, kind of something similar to your mother, but more so just like kind of how my mother shows love and care to other people. Like, she's always looking to help other people in whichever way that she can, whether it's just guidance or financially or whatever the case may be. If you really do need some help, like, she's more than willing to help you whether you ask for her help or not. If she sees that you need help, she'll help you. And if you do come to her for help, she's definitely going to get it done for you. So
for sure.
But again, shout out to all the mothers. We love you all. Mothers, grandmothers, stepmothers, godmothers,
whatever it is.
But,
sister moms, whatever it is.
Thank you. We love you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our page. And we reached 1,000 views on a recent video that we put out. So thank you all to that. And we give. Oh wait, which one's a round of applause, man? I forgot.
You should say it. That one.
Nice. Round of applause for you all. We really appreciate you guys. I mean, that was. I know, like, you know, for some people to get over 1,000 views on a lot of videos, but to us, that's huge. We really appreciate you all. Thank you again. Much love, much love. But until next time,
FGP. Make sure y'all tune into that Gio Henderson show.
Facts. Deuces.
Deuces.